welcome back to RTV at RealTourVision.com. My name is Chad, and in this video we're going to be going over the Project Gallery website. So right here is my Project Gallery website. As you can see, I've got my hero up here, my information, and my syndicated projects. There's additional features on this page, but we'll go over those shortly. Let's go over to the settings area. So here, to get to your Project Gallery settings, go to Settings, Project Gallery, and then right here. Right at the top, you can enable or disable your project gallery from being viewable online. You have the link to your project gallery with the ability to copy it right here. You have a preview window of the themes along this side here that are currently applied. You have the ability to change the theme sizing, as well as enabling the background behind your contact details. Down a little bit further, we have project gallery settings. So you have the map type. You can select the default, whether it be roadmap or satellite view. Hero media options as fixed height, scale to screen, or scale to fit. You can set the duration per slide in the hero, so how long it will be there in seconds. Enabling the advanced search on or off. Enabling the city filter, giving your page a title. This is what would show in the tab when someone pulls up your website, and the meta description. So this is the information that would be shown. Let's say if you're to do a Google search and it shows a little short description underneath of the page title as well as a URL, this is where you can update that. Down a little bit further, you have the ability to add hero banners. So currently, if you do not have any added, it will cycle through the first image of your syndicated projects along the top. But if you add some banners here, it will then cycle through these instead. So you can add some customization there. And last but not least is the ability to create a custom theme. So if you were to essentially just give it a file name, in a sense, upload an image, and then potentially the surrounding color if it needs it, and then hit create, it will then show up in this list right here. And so anything in this list with a red X is something that was custom created by yourself. And if you click the red X, you can actually delete it out of this list. But anything else is a default that you can select from and change. So as an example, if I was to come and select this one, it would end up looking like this as the background. If we click view, we'll get to see it in a bigger format. You can also move over to see the other ones. I'm going to go ahead and select my theme here, and I'll go a little bit further in depth about some of these features. So for the background theme sizing style, mine is set to classic, and essentially what that is going to do is it's going to adjust how this background here will be displayed on the screen. So if you set it to something else, such as scale to fit, and hit save, and then we go back over and refresh, you're going to see that it is now cropped itself or scaled itself to this window here. Since this is a longer image, it moved it up and scaled it accordingly. But I'm going to set mine back to classic, and then moving down, we have the enable contact details. Essentially, that is just turning on or off this background that is behind your text here so you can read it more clearly. But if you turn it off, it will then just become transparent, just like that. Furthermore, for the map type, we come back over. People who are viewing your project gallery can click here to view the map, and this will show pins of the addresses that are currently listed under your project gallery and syndicated here. So they can move it around, they can zoom in and out by holding down the control key, and essentially just be able to see things more clearly as far as where they are physically located. It is very helpful. You can also switch it over to map view, but since we have it defaulted at satellite, we can leave it right there. You can even expand it on the screen. Continuing on, hero media options, the fixed height. So if we switch back over and you see how the very top portion is set to this size here, so the image only comes down to a certain point, and then you can continue to see the rest of the information below. That is what the fixed height does. It brings your image and fills this portion of the screen while not pushing everything else down with it. Now let's give some examples of what the other ones look like, such as scale to fit, and we hit save, refresh. Now you'll see that the images above are going to scale to fit to this area here. The other one, scale to screen, which while it is an option, probably isn't recommended as it literally scales to the screen. So if someone was to come here, they might not really know there's something below unless maybe they had a very high resolution monitor. This is a 1080p resolution screen I'm showing you on. So hence, if they loaded it on this, they would see this. But I highly recommend leaving it at the default fixed height as it looks very sharp with that. Now, once again, you can change the slide time. That's self-explanatory. You can enable or disable the advanced search. So if we come back down here, you have the advanced search. You can sort by price, beds and baths, square foot and land inside of the projects that are listed in here. Next up is enable city filter, yes or no. So having it yes means that when they are viewing this, they can actually click the city and it will filter the results in your listings here based on just that city. So if I click this, you'll see that now it shows Traverse City right there as an option. It's only going to show Traverse City listings. If there was another city, which I only have 3 examples here, but if there was another city and I clicked on that, then it would only show listings from that city. On with a page title. So if I wanted to update how this looked at the top of the tab when someone loads this, I could essentially change that here. Could put some exclamation points behind it, as well as add further detail to the meta description. Now, as an example, if I go ahead and I delete out these images, you're going to see it's going to tell you I deleted them successfully. I'm going to go ahead and do that so you can see what it would look like otherwise. Okay, those have all been deleted. I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And if I go back to my project gallery and I refresh, I set it back to my fixed height. And now you can see the images from the projects are going to start appearing above and they will begin cycling in the 5-second intervals. Now for creating the custom theme, all we need to do here is give it a name. I'm just going to call this test, choose a file. I selected a nice background there, and then just in case, I mean, we could set it to whatever color we want, but it may or may not apply in this scenario. It depends on the scaling of the screen. Hit create. If we go back up here, we can find test. We can view it, and we can set it and save. If we go back over and refresh, now we have our new theme on our background. Additionally, on this page, you'll see that there is the contact us. So if someone is visiting this, they can click here, they can fill out their information, and when they hit send, it will send an email to your address on your account. The information right here is pulled from your company profile information, which can be found inside settings, profile, and you can add information in here as well as right here. Right up here, you have a general search bar. So if you wanted to search for something specific in these properties, like let's say I search downtown, enter, there I have it. I just found this listing with downtown. But that is essentially the overview on the project gallery settings. Thank you for watching.